Forgiveness is one of the most beautiful things in scripture, but we need to be honest about something that's often misunderstood. God removes guilt, but it doesn't always remove the fallout. And sometimes that fallout is generational. And we see this clearly in the stories of David and of Israel in the wilderness. After committing adultery with Bathsheba and orchestrating her husband's death, David is confronted by the prophet Nathan. Nathan doesn't come with a sword, he comes with a story and with surgical truth. You are the man. That's in 2 Samuel chapter 12. David repents immediately. I have sinned against the Lord. And then Nathan responds, the Lord has taken away your sin. You are not going to die. Forgiveness, immediate, undeniable. But then comes the next words, but the sword will never depart from your house. The child born to you will die. That's not punishment, it's consequence. David remains king, but his household will unravel. His sons will rebel. His moral authority will be scarred. He's forgiven, but not untouched. Now, the wilderness generation. After the golden calf incident, God relents from destroying Israel outright. I will forgive them, God says, but adds not one of them will enter the land I promised. That's in Numbers 14. Forgiveness? Yes. Restoration to fellowship? Yes. But access to the promised land? No. An entire generation, except for Joshua and Caleb, would die in the wilderness. They were God's people, but their choices had ripple effects they couldn't pray away. So in essence, what does that teach us? Forgiveness is not the same as restoration to position. David didn't lose his throne, but he lost his credibility in certain areas. And in church life, this matters. A leader can be truly forgiven, but that doesn't mean they're automatically ready to lead again. Forgiveness is free, but trust is rebuilt. Restoration may happen, but it should never be rushed. And by the way, consequences are not signs of rejection. When the child died, David mourned, but after the mourning, he worshipped. He understood God's discipline wasn't cruelty, it was covenantal. The same way a loving parent allows hard lessons, God sometimes allows the weight of our choices to teach us. So grace doesn't erase the scar, it heals the soul. Sometimes we think that if we are truly forgiven, everything will go back to normal. But in the Bible, it rarely does. God's grace brings us back to himself, but doesn't always return us to the same role, the same place, or the same influence. And that's not unkind. It's wisdom, it's holy stewardship. It's God saying, I will still walk with you, but we're not pretending this never happened. So in actual fact, public platforms require private integrity. David's failure was private in execution, but public in consequence. The sword didn't fall because of one moment. It fell because the king who once danced before God had opened the door to compromise and covered it. And what we cover privately, if left unrepented, God may allow to unfold publicly. Not because he wants to humiliate us, but because he wants to protect the next generation. So yes, we cover, we forgive, we restore. But we also acknowledge that some choices will have ripple effects. A marriage may still break, a ministry may not fully recover, a relationship may need distance, a platform may be forfeited, not out of shame, but out of integrity. And through it all, God still walks with us. He forgave David, he still called him a man after my own heart, but he didn't undo the consequences, and that didn't make God less merciful. It made his mercy realistic.